No love entertainment. Please make it make sense. Make it make sense. No, it's all marketing and business. Same reason why Victor and LifeWave can't stop arguing with each other. The same reason you want to say, why do people won't collaborate with each other? They scared they gonna lose pussy. They don't want to collaborate with each other because they scared they gonna lose pussy. A lot of these niggas is bent out of shape about vagina. Literally, I've experienced it in person where you have to get over the shock, which you shouldn't be shocked because it's just niggas wearing different shit, saying different shit, right? The nigga in the top left corner was head over heels by the female he met, and in 30 minutes, he was on her toes. He was literally on one knee in the kitchen of the Airbnb that LifeWave rented for Dr. Malachi York's birthday celebration, play with somebody. On one knee. Literally. He tall, beyond 5D, a tall nigga. He was on one knee in front of this female, and his whole conversation with me before he got to the Airbnb was, I just interviewed Rashad Jamal. I just interviewed LifeWave. I can't wait to interview you. I need to get in contact with you. You're one of the ones who I refer to as a spiritual influencer. Most respect to the Most High was just a higher version of ourselves. Asheo. Whole audio conversation I still have. Right? And I'm like, okay, bet. Set it up. We'll do the interview. This back in 2022. Right? No, it's Beyond 5D a simp. Beyond 5D was pussy whipped and he hadn't fucked yet. I don't know what type of magic that is, but it has to exist because I saw it. The whole conversation about us getting, and if I'm making it up, don't he do interviews? If I'm making it up, don't this nigga be interviewing every motherfucking body? If I'm making it up, listen, if you've been with me, you know I ain't made shit up. You can go type in Faise One LifeWave 5D on YouTube and you'll see me explaining this shit when it happened. This every motherfucking body, though. He just was one of the people that I ran into. And all them niggas be on the same shit. It's the same shit. That's why Rashad Jamal was screaming at the camera, talking about some, you bitch, if you don't want to share, you a bitch. And you ain't no goddess, because you just dropped the frequency, you fucking bitch. I'm like, what? Who hurt this man's feelings? Who denied him a threesome? To the point where he had to scream at the women and call them bitches. Listen, if they ain't trying to share, they not going to share. How does that deplete them? And only bitch-ass niggas was clapping for that. Anybody else was like, that's weird, aggressive, abusive-ass energy. Because you know how many sisters look up to this nigga and was probably thinking to themselves, am I a bitch? Because I don't want to share my man? Do you understand what the fuck I'm saying to you? So, ain't none of this shit made up. I'm just telling you, I was shook. Because I'm like, okay, let's get, when we gonna set up, do the interview? No, all that shit went out the window. And his whole issue was he thought I was trying to literally get with the sister. But we was doing business. The whole shit was about business. I had talked to her before the event about the business. I even talked to LifeWave because she came through him. I was like, yo, I'm finna work with one of your sisters on this business. No conversations about sex or anything ever came out of either one of our mouths to each other. But because this nigga, listen, y'all see how I am on live. I'm like this in person. I'm really not saying like just always on some screaming shit, but I'm always asserting or assessing. It's one of the two or both. I'm always either asserting or assessing. So when you meet me in person, it's like I'm big like that. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not super tall, but you can't tell. Because I'm big like that. So it wasn't just him, it was a lot of niggas. This shit was crazy. But it was mainly him. And he was like wrapped up on her from the jump. So all the interview shit went out the window. And anytime he would see us speaking, it's like, y'all know how you can peak game? Niggas who from that cloth, y'all know what I'm saying, right? You know what I mean? You know how like we can peep game and see like, damn, some shit off. Like, every time we get to speaking, bro seemed like he having a bad day. And he couldn't even cloak it, which means he definitely not from that cloth. He probably straight from the suburbs somewhere. You feel what I'm saying? Finally found him some way by, finessing the conscious community. Never had no real attention. Everybody probably dubbed his ass out. Basketball didn't work. That's probably his life. You feel what I'm saying? So he don't know nothing about how to even wear some shit. He like literally stressing every time. So I started like feeling like a little weird for being over there. It was like a 3-day event. And every time we come back, it's more weird energy. Right? So the sister was supposed to be doing a lot of stuff for me. One of the things she was supposed to be doing for me, literally, personally, was a Reiki session because she was doing Reiki healing and shit. So I told her, I think it was the second day we came over. I said, come do the Reiki healing session for me. I said, I'm going to pay you. I think it was $60, $1 a minute. So I was going to pay her $60 for an hour. Right? So I said, I'll pay you. And don't forget your bowls. She said, no, don't worry about it. You don't got to pay me. I'm not going to forget the bowls. The girl forgot the bowls. Now, me, the reason why I told her not to forget the bowls was because we was going to have to go to someplace private to do the fucking session. And the last thing I needed was niggas who was already having a bad day just because we traded a few words, all right, finna kill they damn self because we done went off to a secluded area. Okay? She forgot the bowls. So, in my mind, I'm trying to wait till the shit died down to do the session. And she came over to me, was like, you ready to do the session? I said, right now? She's like, yeah, I think it's the best time right now where everybody trying to get situated. I said, okay, bet, let's do the session. We went up. It was a big-ass mansion LifeWave had rented out. We went up to one of the rooms. Big-ass room. The closet itself was like a room. A small room, but it was like a room, right? So we went into one of the closet areas. Everything else was closed off, the room and the closet. So we in the closet area. I have my wine. She got her wine. She got her sage. The incense is burning. I lay out, I wrap my locks around my crown chakra and my third eye chakra, and I lay out, right? I literally cross my legs, and if you know, I done already explained it to you if you're familiar with the astral projection class that I did, teaching beginners how to activate the astral projection. I said one of the ways that I do it the best is spreading myself out literally as if I'm on a cross. The way that works is because it helps you to relax, literally. It helps you to let go. And somebody like myself who's constantly thinking, right, I need assistance with letting go. So that's just for the people who needed that. But I literally put myself out like I'm on a cross. And one of the things I do is literally cross my legs. So the only thing that she did, the only physical thing that she did was uncross my legs. And she was like, you don't have to, like, you need to relax. So she was saying the same thing. She just uncrossed my legs. So I'm laying out like I'm on a cross with my legs crossed and my hands stretched out. That's the visual. She grabs my feet and placed them next to each other. She said, you need to relax. And I let go. I let out a breath. And then she was doing her smudging. If you don't know what smudging is, you burn some sage, whatever, you move the sage around the person, you do circles, you think green light, da-da-da-da, smudging, all right? And then after a while, it's like I started to cry, right? I literally was able to cry. And I had a conversation, this whole personal thing, but I had a conversation with an elder version of myself and da-da-da-da-da, fast forward. After being in there for so long, after the session was over like 30 minutes, right? I sit up and we having a conversation. She's saying, I don't want you to think this is weird, right? She said, but I love you. I said, that's not weird. I said, all you feeling is, I said, you right here and you experiencing who I am. I said, ain't nobody in here but us. I said, you experiencing love. That ain't nothing weird. She started asking me about astral projection and all kind of other shit that everybody be wanting to know about. So I'm answering her question. The same thing it was when we met. We'll get back to that. Come back. Remember that point. When we met, there was some niggas around, and she was asking questions. The other sister was asking questions. You know what I mean? A lot of this shit be jealousy. But I'm answering her questions. She's like, you remind me of Anu. I said, that's my family. Da-da-da-da. We having a whole conversation. Boom. So I said, look, we've been up here for a while. I don't want to keep you away from population too long. What am I still thinking? I'm still thinking it's some people down there that's already making up assumptions in their brain because human beings don't think it's possible for a male to be able to sit next to a fine-ass sister and not think, I must have sex. I must have sex. You feel what I'm saying? That's not what was going through. I literally said, I need to get you. I said, I don't want to keep you away from population too long. You feel what I'm saying? I said, let's go ahead and head back downstairs. She had a few more questions to ask, and then we wound up going downstairs. When we walked downstairs, right, the first thing I realized was a sister named Ma'at. I don't know her whole name, but it was a sister named Ma'at that was in the kitchen. It was a lot of people there. Her eyes, when she seen me, like she couldn't hide it, right? So this what was said with her eyes. There's a whole conversation happening around y'all being upstairs. Boom. So I'm able to pick up on the slightest thing. You can't hide shit from me, right? So her eyes got a little wide. And I saw that, and we had a conversation with it in a split second. She tried to cloak it. She couldn't. Well, what up happened, they were running low on wine. So we get in the car because my aunt was supposed to go get the wine. I say, I'll ride with you, right? Why you think I did that? Exactly. We get in the car. Now I'm about to fish and see what was that look. And she said, I'm not going to lie. Literally, listen, if any of this is made up, I told you what to go type in, and I know people who was there, stop it. She said, I'm not going to lie to you. When y'all went upstairs, they thought y'all was fucking. Now, listen, that means there was a conversation amongst all the niggas who was down there, people talking about it. And this is what they were focused on, which is why when we came down the stairs, everybody was acting so fucking weird, right? I said, why the fuck would they think that? And she's like, I don't know. She said, but that's the thing. Everybody thought y'all was fucking. So we got the wine, we came back. Long story short, right? Because even the sister knew what was going on. She knew it was some weird energy going on. Women be knowing what they doing, right? Because she was able to say, like, one of the times I didn't pull up with my own car, right? So she was supposed to take me home. So I asked her if she could take me home. I stayed in Jonesboro. She was like, she said, yeah, that's cool. You know, I got to take him home too, right? She never said the nigga 5D name. So she would peep in the game on what the discrepancies was. One of the shadow hours, we was going outside because the nigga SG Hazel, right? Oh yeah, to finish that point, I could have rolled that night. But because she said she had to take him home, I was like, oh nah. I said, I'm gonna stay here. Y'all go ahead. There wasn't no passive aggression, none of that. Because if I really wanted to work my move, I would be like, hell yeah, we could drop him off. And then we go do what we do, or we go kick it, or then you drop me off, then I work my move. I wasn't on none of that. I'm like, shit, okay, I'll stay here. I literally sat in the lift. Actually, I sat on the stairs that night and rested on the stairs. And then everybody wound up coming later. They had an event, and it was all this other shit going on. Boom. So I'm not tripping about nothing. Remember what the whole focus is supposed to be about. Dr. Malachi's York birthday. That's what everybody supposed to be there to focus on. Wasn't nobody focused on that. Everybody was focused on linking up and clicking up and having sex. Basically, that's it was a sex event. That's what the shit was. At the end of the day, that's what everybody was there looking for, somebody to hook up with. And it was very unfortunate because even the elders was like, why everybody didn't show up to like the bonfire and stuff like that? I said, everybody was at the LifeWave event. And I didn't know the elders had a bonfire event because I'm thinking that LifeWave and them was cleared to throw some shit for they weren't cleared. You feel what I'm saying? Because in order for you to do some shit, Brooklyn had to approve of the shit. And this shit that was coming, I didn't know anything about it. You feel what I'm saying? So bottom line, right, there was a shadow hour where everybody they were speaking. It was a nigga named SG Hazel. And if you don't know nothing about SG Slaughter Gang, all them niggas know who Dr. York is, right? SG Hazel is a student of Dr. Malachi York. I hope he don't ever try to kick it, because I still got the beats that you sent me where you mix Dr. Malachi York's vocals and instrumentals into the beats, right? So you gonna have to explain one day how you go from sending the nigga the beats, not charging him for them, and saying you want him to rap on them, to disassociating yourself just because some niggas had some disagreements with me. How you go from that to that? You feel what I'm saying? You got to explain that, because I'm not somebody random. One day you're going to have to answer to that. SG Hazel. So Slaughter Gang, 21 Savage, all them niggas, his mama, them, everybody was Nubians, and they was on the land. I got the pictures and everything, right? Out of nowhere, everybody started switching over time, because it was a whole movement for free Dr. York and all that. Dr. Amsu, everybody was involved with it. But now Dr. Amsu was more like the herbal shit. And Heather, I don't know what the hell she doing. I got to talk to my folks about her to see what she got going on right now. But that's 21 Savage, mama. But the nigga 21 Savage was 3 years older than me. You feel what I'm saying? So when I write the letter to 21 Savage, best believe that I'm going to ask him what happened. How did you go from right knowledge with the green light to banging red, speaking out red ops, and helping to promote literally the devilish frequencies? 21 Savage is responsible for the drill culture taking off how it did. He's the root cause of it, literally the root, as in the red color cause of it, because that Red Ox song literally altered the genes of so many young people that grew up to be these drill music artists of today. And I was there when it happened, because I was DJing in Atlanta as a young person, 13, 14, 15 years old. You feel what I'm saying? So I witnessed the alteration of the genes. And music can alter genes. If you're not familiar, go study epigenetics and you'll understand what I'm saying. Okay? So everybody was talking about going outside this shadow, and the brother SG Hazel was there. Okay, he slaughtered gang. He with 21 Savage. Then he produced for like people like Slime, like Shawty, da 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 woo woo. Right. So he got this walkie-talkie, and he like, yo, we gonna go out there. We gonna communicate with the extraterrestrials. And I'm just looking at everybody watching and listening to what people are saying. They said they want to go out and communicate. So I walked out with them. We go outside. I said, okay, come on, y'all. Right? We go out. I'm standing on the porch. Right? Everybody talking. The nigga SG is messing with the little walkie-talkie shit. He like, yo, you know, people going. He said they gonna hear the walkie-talkie frequencies and they gonna tune in through the walkie-talkie. Right? So in my mind, like, yeah. So I walked away from the crowd. Partially because of that, but partially because everybody was running their mouth. And I know that's not how it works. If you go out there to speak and communicate with them, it's the opposite. You be quiet. You feel what I'm saying? You ain't got to yell and none of that extra shit. Right? So they doing all that talking and shit, you know how it comes to community. Jesus. So I went over to the side. I literally looked up. You don't have to believe this part, but all this is documented. Right? I literally looked up and I said, yo, they saying they want to see y'all. You know, I say, I'm not out here by myself. Obviously, y'all know that. This is literally what I'm saying to myself, to them. Right? Meaning I'm not speaking it out loud that they can hear it. I said, they want to hear, they want to see y'all. I'm not out here by myself. I said, y'all know that. I said, show me and I'll show them. Okay? This is why, if you remember, when I got on that live with LifeWave and he hopped on reading the Nuwapian book shit, and I'm thinking he trying to do it because niggas was at each other. And when somebody start reading Pop's book, it's like, out of respect, no matter what the disagreement is. If somebody say, you know what I'm saying, pie in the bag, yeah, noon. Pie in the bag, yeah, noon. Out of respect for the green light that is associated with him, you gonna calm that shit down. It just always made sense to me. Listen, I was 3 years old, right? My mama can bear witness to this. I was 3 years old, and my mother, or my Umi, and my Uber, who's my stepfather, but I still call him my Uber because he the one who took care of me, raised me up, right? My Umi and my Uber were arguing at each other, literally head to head, face to face, finna go at it. And I was 3 years old. I came in and I said, even though we argue and we fight, right? I said, it doesn't mean that we not family. We still don't love each other, right? And literally to this day, both of them don't remember what they were fighting about. Umi is a mother, Arabic, right? What's that in your profile picture? What are you talking about? You don't know? Okay, so Umi is a mother, right? So after I said that, they both stopped arguing. They looked at me, and then they looked at each other, and all they could do was hug each other, right? Exactly. She said she remembered that shadow. That night, all they could do was hug each other. You feel what I'm saying? And they don't remember what even the argument was about. That's what happened when green light is present. So when you speak Pop's name or start reading his book or start chanting, it's like out of respect for the frequency that is associated with Pops, you'll stop it. Now, if I'm lying, if that live out there somewhere and you find it, you will observe where when he came on, even though I'm not fucking with LifeWave and I wasn't fucking with how they was moving and none of that, when he got on and started reading Pop's book, as soon as he got on my live, I shut up. But then he caught himself reading a part of the book that's talking about somebody not being an actual Nuwabian. And then he was like the person on this live, oh hell no. That's not what I'm thinking. You doing this shit for what the fuck we do it for. You doing this shit on some petty paint your nail shit. Stop it. LifeWave. I said, yo, let me ask you a question. Because he started saying stuff like, when we was working with each other in 2022, he had this event that he threw for like all ladies, all women. All women were supposed to be there. Some type of retreat in Florida, right? And he was like, I want you to come, good dad. You know what I mean? You got to experience the bliss, da-da-da-da, woo-da-woo. Okay, cool. I'm all right, bet. He like, I need you to meet Summer Walker. He working with Summer Walker. He said, I need you to meet Summer Walker. I need you to meet NLE Chopper. I need you to meet Dwight Howard. He said, we can't lose with you. This was his whole get up, right? It went from that to when the situation took place, right? Where out of nowhere, the nigga 5D had said some shit, which it came back around to me. I know I'm jumping around, but you can follow this shit if you listening. But the nigga 5D, the nigga in the top left corner, had, and it came back around to confirm this, said to the female who he was head over heels about after he met her for 30 minutes, right? He told her that I was going around telling people that we had sex, right? And it was confusing to me why the sister had gone from us talking about how we were going to link up about the business, that it was Wednesday or Thursday. I think I asked about Wednesday. She had something to do Wednesday. So we're going to link up Thursday. She was pulling off and I was pulling off. Everything was good. I was trying to figure out how I went from that to she blocked me on everything, right? You know what I'm saying? She blocked my number. And I was trying to figure out what the fuck had happened. Come to find out, this nigga literally was pillow talking, telling her that I said that because she had to take him home that day. All this shit was calculated. Because after she blocked me, he didn't block me, but he unfollowed me. Do that match? We didn't have no disagreement. We had no argument. Why did he unfollow me? No, he unfollowed me because blocking me would have been too obvious. I'm putting all this together. I'm like, what the fuck? Blocking me would have been too obvious, but he unfollowed me. So I'm like, what the fuck done took place? And I'm even trying to ask her, but she couldn't tell me what the hell was going on. And I get it. I wasn't even really too much upset with her because I know plenty females where if they even think a nigga done lied on their dick, they gon', oh yeah, that's over with. They cutting a nigga off. They don't even want to hear nothing. They ain't trying to hear shit. I know plenty females is like that. So I wasn't really too much upset about her response. It was just so unfortunate because, for one, it didn't happen. Nothing took place for me to even speak on. You feel what I'm saying? And for two, if anybody know me, I don't talk about shit that did happen. I'm not one of them niggas who even like being around niggas, having no type of conversation with niggas about shit. You got a song that I wrote called Goat Killer, where I said, if I'm in a club and I'm here for the diamonds, I do not party with niggas. I think it's 2024, so you got to use different words. I think it's less than what I am. You know what I mean? Or I think it's opposite of what I am to sit around with a whole bunch of niggas. I ain't gonna say less than. I think it's opposite of what I am to sit around with a whole bunch of niggas talking about sex with a whole bunch of niggas. Like it don't, something in your brain gonna be like, hold on, I'm not wired that way. But somehow that's the story they went with. I mean, it's still her responsibility would have been to check with me, but again, all women ain't like that. I know plenty of sisters who I used to literally roll with, where a nigga get the saying shit, they think a nigga gonna say, oh, they gonna act different, they gonna cut the nigga off, da-da-da-da. I already know that. So, you know what I mean? The situation wound up panning out. So she blocked me, he unfollowed me. And then that's when everything started popping off with LifeWave and them, where I'm trying to figure out what the fuck done took place. I'm literally going straight to LifeWave because that's LifeWave folks. And I'm supposed to be at the retreat and everything. I'm supposed to be there. Yo, what's all this weird ass shit moving? What the fuck done took place? I done brought this business to you. So I'm asking like, yo, LifeWave, what's going on? What done happened? Da-da-da-da-da. For literally 2 days, he ain't had nothing to say to me. He's sending other little messengers. I know SG Hazel picked up, but like, that was just for him to tell me he didn't know where everybody was finna link up at. Mind you, everybody was telling me everything up to that point. I was the one who knew about every move, where everybody was finna be at. I'm riding with LifeWave and them, all of that. It went from that to everything. Everybody's phone don't work. I literally called my mama like, yo, your phone work today? Is it just me? Is it everybody's phone don't work? Nobody don't know shit, da-da-da-da, whoop-de-whoop. Right? So it wound up being that LifeWave started switching up. So I'm trying to figure out what the fuck the situation is and how it done went from, we can't lose with you, Faise. That's how he introduced me to that whole circle. He was like, we can't lose with him. He the one that we need to work with and support and da-da-da-da-da, whoop-de-whoop. It went from that to everybody wound up meeting at the Dwight Howard house. Look at how this happened, y'all. Y'all got to know how this shit happened because Dwight my folks now. You see how this shit pan out, right? See, some of y'all probably say, look how God moved. Because some shit you weren't going to ever be able to stop any motherfucking way. Because if Pops want me to reach somebody, I'm going to reach them. Like, please stop it. But it went from, we need you, we can't lose with you, to nobody was telling me nothing. Next thing I know, I see niggas posted at the Dwight Howard house doing the little vegan shit, right? With the cooking the meals, they walking around with they black dress, all them motherfuckers devils. But you know, they kick it. They really kick it like they on some loving like shit. They all devils. And when they had the opportunity to stand on truth, they didn't. So I asked LifeWave, you know what I'm saying? Because we was having a conversation. He was like, you couldn't. I said, what happened? Why wasn't invited anymore to go when y'all went to go meet with Dwight Howard when you was just telling me I need to meet all these lineup of celebrities that you knew? He was like, it's because you still eat meat, right? I said, what the fuck are you talking about, LifeWave? He said, you still eat meat. You would have slowed us down. He didn't say nothing about them other niggas that literally was around him who was still eating meat. Them niggas who was around him, I ain't gonna name them niggas because for one, there ain't nobody to name right now where people will be like, you know what I mean? And it'll be just, niggas be thinking that it's some important shit, like I got some issue with you. I don't have no issue with you, nigga. I just know that you literally chose that side and I made you stand on that, right? But it's niggas who was around him, who literally was around him, and they ate meat. But he never told them niggas, yo, you slowing me down. He ain't never do that. He ain't never tell them niggas, yo, we can't be out here pushing this vegan shit and you niggas behind the scenes eating meat because that's going to make the light that we pushing amber. It ain't going to be emerald because it's no longer authentic. No matter how synthetic you push some shit to be with the covering of authentic, if it's not authentic, it ain't authentic. Emerald light can only be emerald light if it's emerald light. And green light is the true light. I show people how to find the true light. I said, go in the dark room, close your eyes, and that light that you see that's going to be green moving around your eyes, it's a true light. Open your eyes in a dark room. That green light that you see moving around, it's in a true light. I even told you sometimes it's partnered with the indigo light. You feel what I'm saying? So I say, yo, he didn't say nothing about them niggas. So he like, I was eating, and I was like, listen, I did eat meat at that time. Now I don't eat meat, but I did eat meat at that time. And I'm like, yo, how was I going to slow y'all down? But you were saying I'm the one who needed to meet everybody because out of everybody who walked with Pops, I was the most dedicated person. You literally was saying this stuff. And he said, yeah, you was going to slow us down, get da. We couldn't have that happen. You eat meat, your frequency's too low, all this bullshit. Didn't say that about none of his homeboys. Then I had to ask him a real question, right? I said, yo, wait a minute, hold on. I was moving too slow. I was slowing y'all down. Yeah, okay. When y'all said y'all wanted to see the extraterrestrial crafts, right? And y'all went outside to go and see the extraterrestrial crafts. Who showed you the crafts? This nigga paused and said the most sassy body shit he could have ever said. He said, not you. What? And I thought it was a glitch. I turned my phone up. I said, he ain't say that. I said, what? Hold on, right now. In front of all the people who was on the live. I said, hold on, nigga. You don't got to agree with me. You don't got to stand with me, all the extra shit. But we were taught to stand on truth. We don't do that lying shit. We were taught if you want to identify a devil, ask them a question, see if they'll tell you the truth. So I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm finna see if you finna stand on truth. Who showed you? Listen, y'all know how important that question was? Because if a nigga was moving too slow because he eating meat, how the fuck did I show y'all the extraterrestrial crafts that I called? We saw 8 crafts back to back. I even predicted the flight course of 2 of them. One of them came so close, I said they don't normally fly that close. I said if they flying that close, I said somebody gonna come and join them. I said because they'll shoot at them if they flying that close. And then eventually, literally, immediately, a craft came and joined that craft. All of this recorded. Go type in Faise One points out aliens on YouTube. Somebody recorded it live. You feel what I'm saying? While I was speaking about the shit. So if I showed you the crafts, how was I moving too slow? Yo, Lifeway, who showed you the craft? Not you. What? And you know what's so crazy? He wasn't the only one who was out there. Beyond 5D was out there too. These folks literally were trying to wait for a message from a walkie-talkie, y'all. If I'm lying, I'm flying. I'm sitting here. They were waiting on a message from a walkie-talkie. And while they was waiting on a message from a walkie-talkie, flipping through the channels and shit, I was like, yeah. I went over to the side. I said, they don't know what they doing. Listen, they want to see y'all. Show me and I'll show. Listen, I've shown plenty people the craft.